Greetings and salutations, my friends. This time, unfortunately, I'm quite late to the party. Yes, this week we only have one piece of news, and it's quite old. It happened on Friday, 8th of March, and I'm making these videos on Thursday, so I missed it by a small margin. And it's a big piece of news, everyone talking about it. It's, of course, the extension of D-Line metro in LA. As many of you know, LA, Los Angeles, is a very big city, one of the main cities in the United States, maybe like the second one, maybe the third, I'm not sure. But certainly one of the most important, and its transit system is quite underwhelming. It has a metro system, but most of the metro is actually tram lines, light rail with great separation, with viaducts, stuff like this, but certainly not the best for a big city. This city did have a lot of trams, streetcars, right? Like many cities before World War II. And unfortunately, United States was the biggest destructor of tram lines in the world after Second World War. Currently, Los Angeles has 6 metro lines, 4 of which are light rails. And 2 of them are actual subways. They call them subways, full-scale metro, underground, all that stuff. And they actually share a track towards Union Station. And one of those is the D line, which had an extension in Beverly Hills, Wilshire Boulevard, very famous things. If you watch movies, I don't, unfortunately. But still very happy for this city, Los Angeles is actually one of the cities that developing rapidly currently. It's just very unfortunate that this situation is like a reconstruction of former glory, you can say. But yeah, of course, it didn't have underground metro that it lost, right? It had those regular streetcars, street running, in traffic jams and stuff. But it had a big network, and now it has a smaller network. So I guess Los Angeles is actually quite walkable with its neighborhoods. It has the dense historic neighborhoods, maybe very similar to a European city. So I hope that its transit develops more, because these walkable, dense, comfortable neighborhoods are connected by huge, loud highways. So it's like this mix of Europe and the United States, rural America, very weird combination. I must say that I like the naming of the stations. So all of these 3 stations have a wheelchair in their name, and a different also street that intersects where the station exists. I like, in Europe we mostly do these things with like bus stops, tram stops maybe, right, when we use the intersection of 2 roads as a name. But for metro we generally like have a single road, single avenue or something like this, which doesn't make sense. I mean, we do roads are quite long, and stations are just one single point, so sometimes it's a bit nonsensical. I like this approach, very specific. They do a lot of this also in New York, right, where the station is called like by 2 streets on intersection of which it is located. These are like coordinates, like axes, where you can very easily find this concrete point on the map. So I'm very glad that you did have this extension. Not much else I can say. Very happy. Full-scale underground metro. No compromises. I hope we'll see more of this. It did take more than a decade to build, of course. This is LA, and probably took like around maybe 8 to 9 trillion US dollars. But still, development nonetheless. We have to strive forward and maybe work on our pricing to get it a bit lower in the future. Thank you for your attention.